Glück direi buona usata lo placa, na hensalles and. Lemri, Duka na hengunata, Botwari Kuna da Sei. Kna school bonlag, har fanja nit quit. Lolito, Unasu knar leve poda. Lul hakner bulaki, Blelu dadu taketi. Lano deujer bukna lo, lide dana faulot. Lazem ken lagla, inoni anna. Nomnier spas bona, Sesuluhat klok sante. Nomni bojen spas, Ladiolel vot wareda sailoti. Lado lujas bon saiola mursea, anad cutas spas bo.
See that feel? That's just the remains of a star.
Do you have to be quite so negative, my dear? It's actually the source of a new star. Everything that's needed for the birth of a new life.
I've been doing some thinking. What do you say we go home?
But we've only just arrived. We haven't even taken in the scenery yet. We should stay for at least a couple more days before we get back to work.
That's not what I mean. I was thinking maybe we should go back to Lac Vicale.
Now, where did that come from all of a sudden? Don't you love me anymore?
You know I love you, my precious Imperial Highness. In fact, even though I hate to admit it, I love you more than anyone else in the universe.
Then why?
It's been wonderful spending all this time alone with you, but I miss our friends. We could have just as wonderful a time back there with them. I want to go back to the Star Forces.
If that's really what you want to do.
Sometimes I wish you weren't so easily persuaded about things, that you'd fight a bit more forcefully.
What do you want me to do? Don't leave me. I could even throw in a few tears if you want, just for effect.
That was almost convincing.
You know full well I'd rather die than actually let someone see me cry.
Is that some of your Aubriel pride talking?
No, just regular human pride.
Speaking of being human, did you hear what the people of Lakuyushu have been saying about us? They've decided that we're just artificial life forms and that we were created to look, sound, and act exactly like humans.
Come on, that can't be the official opinion.
I'm afraid so. It's as official can be. You can find it written in any of their school textbooks. All we did was discover these isolated human worlds and conquer them for the Empire. But from their perspective, they'd have you believe it was some huge alien invasion from outer space.
You know, sometimes I think that your imagination gets the better of you. How do you know what's in their school textbooks anyway?
You mean you don't remember? We had orders to carry them all the way from Lakuyushu to Gamoteshu.
Really, are you sure? Ah, that curriculum package. Now I know what you're talking about.
That's right. I think there's still a backup copy in the ship's information system.
No, I deleted it. It was part of our contract. Incidentally, our contract also stated that we weren't allowed to make use of the cargo we carried.
Don't be such a spoil sport.
Sticking to our contract is an important OVA ethic.
What a shame. Then I guess you don't want to hear about all the other interesting stuff I found?
Knowing you probably went straight to the juicy bits where they make us out to be evil tyrants.
It's quite amusing when they get the wrong end of the stick. It's only if their criticisms hit home that I get annoyed.
That's understandable.
You see? Besides, they praise the Empire's distribution system, saying that by using it, their trade has progressed in leaps and bounds. Here's another interesting little fact. Do you know what they call the territorial representative of Lakuyushu?
No.
The person in charge of maintaining the OB aggregate.
What's that all about? It looks like we're not the first ones to arrive in this sector of space.
Ah, you're not the only curious one exploring this area.
They're only about 3 light seconds away. That's very close.
We're near the sword. It wouldn't surprise me if we saw another ship.
It's a strange orbit. If they're going to use the sword, you'd think they'd approach it from a different angle instead of circling it like that.
Maybe they're doing some sort of scientific research in the area.
They seem to have some sort of radiation surrounding them, but I don't think it's a defense shield.
Then maybe it's not a ship.
That's a possibility. Whatever it is, I'll bet that it's man-made.
Well, if it's not an active ship, then maybe it's a shipwreck or something. There must be quite a few floating around.
Let's ask the computer. I would like to run a search of your database of survey reports to see if you can identify this object.
Object not identified.
Hey, Plakia. How about you and I go and explore? This little detour of ours might not have been such a bad idea. It looks to me like an interplanetary navigation ship, one of the older models, but surely the computer should have been able to identify it.
Not if the surveys aren't complete.
Do you think we should try to go on board?
If I say no, you'll go anyway, right? Okay, I'll go with you.
If we're so perfect for each other, which we are, Why did you want to cut the honeymoon short and go home?
I'm not sure we're perfect for each other yet, but I'm afraid we might be getting that way. I think I'll let you take care of the preparations for boarding, my precious Imperial Highness.
How many times do I have to tell you? I can just about put up with you calling me by my title, but cut out the slushy precious bit, will you?
Hurry up and get a move on.
With that attitude, you could be an officer.
Over here, my precious Imperial Highness.
Didn't I just tell you about calling me precious? Can you get it open?
I expect so.
What do you mean? Are you saying you haven't tried it yet?
It might need some muscle power, in which case that's your job.
Oh, really? Why's that?
As far as I remember, this little detour was all your idea, so you should do the work, Your Highness.
Okay, your point is taken. I just wanted to make sure, that's all. I think that the air's safe to breathe in here. It's been exposed to radiation for so long, there'll be no harmful bacteria left.
What a pleasant thought.
All right, time to start exploring.
Maybe now you understand why I call you my precious Imperial Highness. Are you sure we should be doing this? Shouldn't we let the experts handle it? It could be dangerous.
After we've come this far? It's exciting being the first to discover something. Look, you can go back if you want to.
What? And leave you here all by yourself? No way. It's out of the question.
You've always trusted me before, although sometimes I wonder why. How come you trust me so easily? What have I done to earn that trust from you?
Are you sure you want to know?
Maybe not. You know something? It's kind of a weird feeling, but I think I've actually been here before.
Really? Look, something's alive.
Maybe.
Don't. I'm beginning to wonder if we should leave this to people who know what they're doing.
Are you frightened?
What if I was?
Being timid isn't normally your style, Plakia.
There's a difference between being cautious and being timid.
I can't stop now or I'll lie awake at night regretting it.
You losing sleep? I don't think so.
It's not working. What's the matter?
I think we should get out of here, Your Highness.
I see, so I'm not precious anymore, am I?
You fool. Look.
It seems like the same type of hatch as the one we came through to get in here. If it is, then we should be able to get it open.
What are you doing? If this leads outside, we'll get sucked into space.
Hey, don't worry about it. We'll be prepared.
What do you think they are?
It could be some sort of cargo, but I doubt it. I've never seen anything like it. Hey, isn't that...
The Rumicell!
What in the hell? Apparently this shipwreck isn't a wreck at all.
Our ship is drifting off into space. If we can't get it back, we'll end up spending the rest of our lives here.
If that means I can be with you, that's not so bad. I think I need to correct you on something. The one that's drifting away isn't the Rumicell. It's us.
Do you think them suddenly changing the course of their orbit like that is some sort of message for us?
If their invitation had been a bit more graceful, I would have been happy to accept it.
But we weren't invited. We just came aboard the ship like we were intruders. Maybe they're only trying to get us off the ship.
The power reactor, the control room. There's got to be a couple of ways for us to get back there.
This is quite an antique.
It wouldn't surprise me if it was hundreds of years old. It's probably been traveling across the different star systems for a long, long time. You know, this looks similar to the inside of the Imperial Palace.
Are you sure? How is it powered? Nuclear fusion, perhaps?
I wish I'd been able to figure out how to get control of the ship's reactors so I could realign its orbit.
We'd have to be careful not to cause a radiation leak.
Remember that we are the kin of the stars, so as long as there are stars around, we'll be safe. You've got an idea forming in that head of yours, haven't you?
Why do you say that?
I can see it written all over your face.
I never knew that reading faces was one of your many talents.
I have got an idea, but it's fairly basic. It's probably not stylish enough for you.
I could force myself to forget about style.
Have you figured out the orbit we need yet?
We're lucky this system doesn't have a large number of planets. It's difficult enough altering the orbit without having to factor in other gravitational influences to the calculations.
Oh, don't worry so much. It could have been worse, you know.
Except that now you're making us alter the orbit with explosives.
I'm sorry if it offends your sense of style.
Well, it might just work.
That was the third one.
Are you sure? Wasn't it time to go off a little bit later than the others?
The longer this goes on, the harder it's going to be for us to reunite with the Rumacell.
I guess this means our honeymoon is well and truly coming to an end. You okay?
Yes, I'm fine. The fourth one. Watch out!
Are you all right, my dear?
Yes. So, did we succeed?
The explosions pushed the ship a bit too far over.
You mean we have to recalculate the orbit?
You didn't use your Kisegu, but what about all the radiation?
I had to rely on the headband. It would have been too difficult without it. Where are you going?
I've got to get this ship on a better orbit before it's too late.
How will you do that?
I figured I'd have another go at your idea and try more explosions.
I'm going to come with you.
Once this is over, we're going home to Lac Facale.
As long as I'm with you.
Now you stay here. I'll be all right on my own, or don't you trust me?
It might be completely stupid of me, but I'll trust you.
If you didn't trust me, that would be stupid.
If that's really what you want, then of course I'll stay.
You should try and get close to the front of the ship as far as you can.
Don't be too long, otherwise I'll leave without you.
I'll be back as soon as I can. This type of reunion wasn't exactly what I had in mind.
Do you want to go back that badly? Caboose, are you okay?
Plakia! Plakia! Are you all right?
Caboose, you're here.
What happened? Huh?
Don't go in.
My darling, I hear you. You know there's nothing I wouldn't do for you, but I have to go in there. I've got to.
Stop it!
What are you afraid of, the truth?
Let's just leave him alone.
I need to know, Plagia.
Your Aubriel pride again?
No, just good old human pride.
Do you have to take the headband off?
If you already know who it is, Plagia, then does it really matter whether or not I remove the headband? Well, it would appear that he's related to us.
Why? Why did they come back? They must have known it was useless.
They were probably created with the specific intention of coming back in a more advanced form than our ancestors.
Don't say that.
Direli Rona, Riuvena Ovi And, Loar Biegem, Sadiundi and Lot, Bomulel, Lemna Henresa, Oniel Spasa, Pirel Lonna Guru, Rolito, Bir Dozot, Nahel Nat, Riu Bomuldail Lonna Luhat Salsol, Kel Diumloti Dag, Diumlos Lu Dag, Loka Fakyugi Lo, Kairugi And, Lado Sosan Salso Praklalela And, Laleki Lo Noti.
That means those things we saw were... But why?
I hope we can get back to Lakvakali safely.
Why shouldn't we?
Once upon a time, I thought the world was based on common sense, but if we keep coming across situations like this, I might have to revise my opinion.
I wonder if they managed to find their way back home.
I expect so. They simply came here before having their wings taken away.
I wonder if we'll find our way back home.
It's difficult when you're on your own.
But we're not. We have each other, right?
Of course we do, Plagia. I wish I had some of your genes.
I must admit I've heard better compliments.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's all right. I still love you, my precious Imperial Highness. I still think this place looks like a burial ground.
No, it's the source of a new star and a new life.
The water's breaking. Congratulations.
Is she really ours? She doesn't look anything like you.
She doesn't look anything like you either. Aren't her ears a bit small for an Aubriel?
That doesn't matter. I name her Lafille.
Captain, trainee pilot Lafille reporting for duty at your service.
Thank you. I'll let you handle the third Kalike. I want you to take the Kalike and immediately make your way to the planet Delcto spaceport. There you will rendezvous with Prince Jinto, Count Lin Seun Lock Hyde. If you need to brush up on any of the details, it's all written down for you in Part 14 of the ship's report.
Understood, Captain.
And I want you to promise that you'll behave yourself.
Yes, of course, Captain.
Lafille?
That's right. Lof is the Ob word for gem, and also tells us that she is a brave Aubriel princess. Feel means the source of life. Every new star has a mist surrounding it called a feel. In that mist are all the elements needed to create and sustain new life. Now, please don't go and say anything that might bring bad luck to the baby.
Of course not.
Lafille, you do like it as a name, don't you?
Considering you thought of it, it's not bad.
Praise indeed coming from you. There's one more thing. Would you keep the fact that you're the genetic mother a secret from her?
Why?
I believe that secrets help build a richer, more interesting personality.
I'm not going to interfere with how you want to bring her up, but I don't think I've ever heard anything so stupid before in my life.
Really? I thought it was a great idea.
Well, you're the one she's going to hate for it, so it's up to you, I guess. Don't you pay any attention to what he tries to teach you, and you'll be just fine, Your Highness.
I wonder what kind of person she'll grow up to be.
Well, if you're the one who's raising her, with any luck, she'll turn out to be the complete opposite of you and be a nice, gentle child.
What do you mean, the opposite?
Are you sure you want to know?
Not really. I've often wondered if people learn how to behave from the people around them.
I'm sure if you remember that, you'll be just fine bringing her up. As for what the people of Lakayushu might think, who cares? At the end of the day, they're just people like us.
And you used to be so concerned about what people thought.
My precious Imperial Highness.
That's the nickname I'm going to hand down to this child.